Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Versatility Podcast. I'm your
Yes,
host,
sir.
Juelz, and this is my co-host.
Lanks then Fairly right here.
Oh,
It's episode 2, guys.
are you using full govs?
Oh, I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you.
I
We're doing
mean,
whatever you want.
I did use my full gov last time as the first pod, so I think I wanna go by my alias from now on.
Okay, okay, that's cool.
my
That's cool. That's
online
cool.
personality. Uh,
Yeah,
but I hope everybody's doing well. We made it to 2021. We
yeah. New
yeah,
year.
we really made it. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Got stuff going on, stuff happening. School don't start for another month for us, so we'll be chilling for a while.
yeah. We're gonna be chilling for just a little bit. Got some time off that I think everybody needed for
Facts,
sure.
facts,
But
bro.
yeah, I'm excited for what's to come, man. We got a new year ahead of us, new opportunities, new everything. So
No, I mean, is it that different though? I feel like it's just a continuation at this point because
it's
it's like
definitely
you,
different.
huh?
It's definitely different. We got a whole new set of months. So it's definitely different. It's never. I don't take any year when it changes as the same as the last one. I mean, of course, there's gonna be people who do the same stuff. Um, you know, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's up to you to do something different if you want to or if you don't want to. So, I mean, it's up to you. Everything's up to you.
All right. I
Well, not up
mean,
to you, but up to
all
the
right.
person.
So I hear you on that, but at the same time, like I mean, December 31st,
Hmm.
January 2nd, like it's not like I got this, like earthly spiritual change within me that says it's a new
Right,
year. Like
right,
it's it's a social, not social construct, but maybe it's a man-made thing.
of
Um
course.
which
Wait,
is,
are you sure?
huh?
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. I To be honest, you gotta fact check me.
Yeah.
you gotta,
No, no,
you gotta
no.
fact
The
check
thing
me.
is, the thing is, I believe with everything that we believe, we don't really know. We just believe what we want. You know what I mean? Um, as I mean, yeah, that's really just it. Like with man-made things. I mean, you could look at something and tell it's man-made, but it depends what you're looking at. You know what I mean? Like um I don't think we could look at something like time or the years or the calendar and be like, oh, it's man-made. I mean, maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. Like we don't, what I mean, we can't even go far, that far back and be like, okay, this was, because I'm sure there was a time where they didn't know what year it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, the further you get back in history, they're like, well, like thousands of years ago, or like approximately like 1 million years ago, because they can't. It's hard to date that
Yeah,
because they didn't know. They didn't give us any indication of how it
right.
was. And then they got all those technologies for all that stuff. I'm not a science guy, so I don't know that type of
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
yeah.
keep that away from me. You could tell me
Of course,
the general stuff, but like
of course, of
I don't
course,
I
of
don't
course.
know the stuff for that. But I feel like the idea of time has always been there. Like
Yeah,
that's always there. I think we all kind of like have that automatically. Like when we're
yeah.
born, I think we just kind of automatically like know like things go.
Hmm.
I mean, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, time has always been here, regardless if there was
Exactly.
someone tracking it and telling you this is when this is or not. You know what I mean? I think like time already goes. I mean, already time comes and goes regardless of if anyone thinks is there or not. Like you're gonna get older. Things are gonna change. Things aren't always gonna be the same. So that's like inevitable. Time is there regardless of anything.
Facts, facts, it's big facts. But yeah, a little sidetrack, just kind of dabbling, whatever. But
Mhm.
I had a question. I put this in one of my sports chats that I have with some
Okay.
friends. They mainly be trolling in there, but sometimes we have
Right,
some
right,
good
right.
conversations. So basically, it came up. We were talking about like just winning in general,
Hmm.
and the question I no, the question somebody else gave me, or no, I asked. I don't remember. Either way, the question was basically like, is winning everything? And like
Mm.
it for me, like it was like it's like it
That's
is,
pretty
but it
deep.
isn't. Like it's not. It's everything, but it's not the only thing. It's the main
Of
thing, but
course.
it's not the only thing for me. Um, I'm gonna let you give your 2 cents though before I elaborate.
Um, wow. I mean, I was hoping that you would go first, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's of course it's fine. But uh, is winning everything? I'd say no. I'd say no because if you win all the time, you're never gonna learn. You're never gonna learn what it's like to lose. As simple and cliche as that sounds, but that's literally as simple as it can get. Because when think of somebody who's spoiled, right?
Right.
Think of somebody who's spoiled and then they have to live somewhere. Take somebody who's been spoiled all their life, and then they have to live in the hood for a certain amount of months, right?
They're not gonna make it, man.
Exactly.
They're
They're
not gonna
either
make
not
it.
gonna make it. They either no. It's literally three. No, probably two ways out of that for that person. They're either not gonna make it or they're gonna adjust, right?
Well, yeah, there's only two
And
options:
exactly,
adapt or be killed, kill or be killed.
exactly. And if they adjust, then they've learned. They've learned what it's like to be on both sides of the spectrum. But if they don't adjust and they cop out and they're like, yo, I can't do this, and go back to their sport of life, then they just continue to win. You know what I mean? In this case, you know what I mean? They just continue to be, coddled with riches or, just anything a spoiled person would have. You know what I mean? And that's really what it comes down to because you don't you don't always find strength in winning all the time. Because when you win all the time, it's like, I mean, I can't even, I can only basically speak for other people because I don't even know what it's like to win all the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, I took so many L's. Like people who know me, I take so many L's, man. Like I
Yeah,
be
but
messing up with the most basic of stuff, but like
but
I
what is a
never
L?
give
What is
up.
a L to you?
A L for me is a lesson learned.
Okay, okay,
You
I'm
know what
glad
I'm
that's what
saying?
you said. I'm glad
But
that's what you
like
said.
a L for me is like a mess up, or like, and then either someone else is teaching me afterwards on like what I did wrong, or like I usually am able to, like, after I mess up, like I can analyze what happened very
Hmm.
quickly and come to a short conclusion, like, okay, I messed up, okay, I see what I should have done, now I'm gonna attempt to do better the next time, or else I'm gonna do my best to do better. I won't say attempt, but I'll do my best
Right,
to do better the next time that it happens, so it won't happen again.
right.
But to back to like the central like part of the question though, like especially when it comes to like sports and stuff like that, I feel
Hmm.
like just a lot of people take the easy way out. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, no disrespect to people, of course you want to get a win if you're in like a losing franchise, or like let's say in high school or something like that, you're on a garbage team and you need to get like scouts and stuff like that. I totally get that, because
Mm.
you got to work for yourself, and a
Of
lot of like
course.
mainstream people aren't not going to come to your little small town unless you on the level of like LeBron James or something like that, and
That's very. Ooh, yeah,
that's not
that's true.
often. That's not
You just
often.
have to have something about you most of the time.
But that's the thing. Most people are like really good, or that are like looking for scouts and stuff like that. They're usually like really good, but they don't have like the team, or like the what is it?
Atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere, or like just the whole organization as a whole, that's actually like high or whatever, to give
Hmm.
them the platform that they need to really start go and succeed.
Right.
Because that, I mean, I don't know, it's just hard when it comes to sports and stuff. So then like how they carried it when they carry that when they go into, you know, the big leagues and stuff like the NBA and stuff. And you see people, you know, LeBron, he went join the team and stuff, which totally makes sense though, because Cleveland was trash. Like
Yeah.
Cleveland was trash, bro. So like I totally get that. But I respect him coming back. But I'm just saying, like, he's like, okay, I'm a leave and try to win. But I think
Right.
if it's in the 80s, 90s, I don't know if he makes that same move and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's like even like people after they win, like after they win the championships, they're just like, I won, you know. And then after that high, it's just like, well, dang, like, it's just like, you know, well, dang, like I guess I gotta win another one, you know. But
Yeah.
then, you know, it's
I
short
think
lived, but it's still like really important. Of course, you want to win, but yeah,
right. But I think well usually I think the mindset set of like NBA players or any um sports athlete when they win, you know, something at a high caliber like a Super Bowl or NBA championship. Like I think the first thought is usually like, let's do it again. You know what I mean? Let's win again. I think that's what anyone with a winning mindset um would think after winning one time. You know what I mean? Because not everyone wants to win again. But but that's the other thing. Not everyone wants to win again once they, you know, reach to the highest point of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Some people are good with getting there and achieving it and then being okay with that and moving on from that aspect of their career. But I think what it comes down to is really what you what you want to achieve personally, like how many wins you want in that aspect of life. You know what I mean? How far will you go to move from team to team to get another win or get another championship or, you know, things like that.
yeah, yeah. I understand that. I just don't like it when people like hype, not even, I can't even say the right word. I was gonna say sell your soul, but I was like, that's not exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like ring chasing, like, you
Right.
know, especially like if you just
I mean, it
like,
depends who it
you
is. I
know,
can't be mad at certain people when they do that.
I guess. I mean, I just feel like if you ain't win, you ain't win at that point, bro. Like I know I like if I was in the situation, I would like I want to be on a championship team. Like I really want to win. I just want to get one. But like if
Well,
I'm not on a central role or something like that, like if I'm not playing a contribution to that, like from on an on court standpoint, I know off court and like practices and stuff like that matter at the same time, but
right.
it's still like you know, it's still I just for me, at least from the outside looking in, because I don't play sports anymore or anything like that,
Mhm.
it just seems like not as worthwhile
Right.
to me. A ring is nice, but I'd rather have the memories behind the ring than the actual
Right.
ring. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Okay.
journey. I'm a big guy on the journey. And if I kind of just hopscotch my way to it and I ain't really had to do as much, I'm not gonna feel the same about that. I'm gonna like the ring, of course, but you know, it's just
Yeah.
not gonna feel the same to me.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's journey is really different, of course. That goes without saying. But it's like when it comes to the point where like I can't blame some people for doing that when you know or know of at least like all the things they've gone through to be able to be in a position to do that. You know what I mean? Like think of somebody like Chris Paul, right?
Right?
Well renowned, great point guard. Shout out to Chris Paul.
Shout
Um,
out to Chris Paul.
and he's just all around great point guard. You know what I mean? That a lot of people love. You know what I mean? A lot of people would love to have on their team, but he doesn't have a ring. Now, if I look at the NBA and I think of people who deserve rings, Chris Paul does come to mind
Top 5,
because
top 10. Yeah.
exactly because of, how many years he's been in the league. He's a veteran. He's an all-star, multiple all-stars. Um, like Chris Paul is a great player, you know what I mean, and does deserve to have that chance to be on a great team so that he can get to the point where he's contending. You know, he's up for a, finals position. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Sounds
And
looking nice right now.
I think if Chris Paul were to be like, all right, LeBron, you know what I mean, let me get over on the Lakers, like Rondo did. You know what I mean? Nobody was mad at Rondo because hey, Rondo hadn't won in however,
Well,
you know what I
Rondo was
mean?
on the
Rondo's
team the year before too, so I give Rondo a break for that. He was already on the squad.
That's true, but I think 1 to 2 years you're still a new face on the team. You know what I mean? I think once you get to that third year, you're on the same team. You're like, okay, everybody in the building for the most part knows you. You know what I mean?
Like,
So I think in Chris Paul's, just somebody like Chris Paul, somebody like Carmelo Anthony, those two players are definitely two that come to mind when I think of someone who deserves to be on a team that could make a good run. You know what I mean? Like, of course,
banana
the
boat.
Trailblazers made a good run, but I mean, hey, listen, Trailblazers finals. I don't know about all that, and we saw that. You know that was true last year. They couldn't go that far. You know,
That
but
injury,
yeah,
but it's all right.
I think depending on the person's career and how much you know striving they've done to get to that point, that if they're a veteran and they reaching their last couple years haven't got a ring, yeah, of course, go hook up with LeBron, do your thing. Um, yeah,
Nah, I'm just saying, make sure you don't get caught up in the glory and forget the small things and forget the journey. That's all I'm saying at the end of the day,
yeah.
man. That's all I'm saying.
I do have a topic though.
Yo, let it rip. Let it
Um,
fly.
you said what?
I said, let it fly.
I got you right now. Hold on, let me find it right now. It's in my
Dang,
notes.
you lacking,
Um,
bro.
nah, never lacking. Oh
Never
yeah.
lack.
Um, so here we go. Um, the stigma. All right, so the stigma behind dating in college for men and women, right? So I
Right.
thought about this and I was like, okay, this is a great topic to talk about because, we're at a time where dating is probably the hardest it's ever been. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Definitely.
Um,
Pandemic. Rona. Shout out
exactly.
Rona.
And yeah, no, don't shout out that. No, 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 no shout outs to that. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely dating is probably the hardest it's ever been right now. You know what I mean? It's very hard to meet people now and have genuine conversation and stuff like that when everyone's at home and sheltered and away from the outside world for the most part. And I thought about this because more than ever, people that are in college aren't near each other. You know what I mean? Especially uh obviously students, you know what I mean? Because we're not on campus.
Facts.
And you think about that, then you think about dating when it's the hardest that it's ever been, it makes it even harder on college students because it's like, wow, if I were to meet my person, you know what I mean, my soulmate or whoever I feel like I should be with at school, I mean, I'm kind of out for the count right now because I can't even be around enough people to even know if I should meet this person or meet that person or be with that person. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's all kind of
So
a part of the plan, though. I mean, we Christians, whatever, it's like at this point, it's just all a part of the plan. That means we just supposed to be chilling and waiting.
I I hear that. I hear that. And I'm sure everybody else that believes hears that too. But I mean it gets tough. You know what I mean? It gets tough because you know, you wait for, you know, a certain amount of time. And then it's like, well, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like, God, how long we talking? You know what I mean?
I mean,
It
at
turns
the
into
I see. Look, when it comes to like dating and stuff like that, especially when people our age talk about this, I'm just like, you're 19, bro. Like, you're 20. You're not even
Exactly, but you're
21.
19.
I
But
mean,
you're
yeah.
19.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like, yes, of course it would be nice to be in a relationship. Like, I'm not gonna deny that at all. Comfortability, having somebody to talk to on a very emotional level,
Yes, sir.
being just being around somebody, meeting other, like getting to know somebody else on a very deep emotional level that a regular friend cannot, or like even a
Right.
best friend cannot, because
Yeah.
intimacy and all that type of stuff. I totally get that. Like, I know, I might
Right.
have just overcomplicated it a little, but like,
No, no,
come
no.
on, that's what it is. Like, let's
Of
just be
course.
honest here. So when it comes to people our age, I say, if you get it, make the most of what you have,
Of course.
because it's a blessing in the first place. So that's why I'm like,
Of
please, like,
course. Talk to
cherish
him.
what you have, please,
Talk to
because a lot of y'all,
him. Yes.
y'all
Please,
get some, but y'all take it for granted, man. Like,
yes. Please cherish what you have, because this, I'm telling you, and I tell, bro, and I will continue to tell as many people that I know that are in a relationship this as much as I can. There's tons and tons of people that are out here single, that are praying for the day that they meet that person that they want to be with. You know what I mean? They've
one
been
day.
through, exactly. They've been through what they've been through, and they out here waiting. So don't take advantage of it when you get it. But the main thing I wanted to tap into about the whole dating in college thing was, um, like, I think the reason I said the stigma behind it when I wrote it down is because I feel like a lot of students are against actually dating when they're in college. You know what
Facts.
I mean?
They
They
want to have
think,
fun.
exactly, they want to, and of course everyone wants to have fun. You know what I
They
mean?
want to
But it
have fun.
depends what fun you're talking about. You know what I mean? At least for me. But
Me
I
too.
think I think because everyone wants to have fun and looks forward to having fun when they go to college, they tend to also forget that, like, that's why I said, yeah, you're 19. You know what I mean? Because we're 19, right? Going on 20. But at the
Mhm.
same time, average average like uh time when people get married is like early to mid 20s to early
Somewhere,
30s.
I say between like 24 and 30s, somewhere
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
It's
In
usually
early 30s.
sometime after college
So
to about middle age.
exactly. And you
Let me
think
look up.
about,
Let me look it up.
and then you think about how fast time goes, and then you think about the fact that the person you want to marry, you want to build something with that person. You don't want to just, be with them for a couple years. I mean, I don't know. It's subjective to whoever's in a relationship. But the thing is like, it's tough when you're in college, you want to have fun, but at the same time, I feel like some people forget the fact that they're not going to be young for forever. You know what I mean? And
It's
that it
Hold
is
on,
going to
wait, hold up. It's the average time to get married, according, this was on February 4th, 2019, was
okay.
between the ages 25 and 30. So yeah, around what I
So
said.
yeah, exactly. So mid to late 20s, early 30s, right? So then you factor in the fact that we're basically 20 because it's 2021 now, so most of us are turning 20 this year. And before you know it, it's it's time to get into some serious relationships. Maybe not for everyone, because of course everyone's timing is different. But for most people, like the information said, for most people, it's getting around them years where most people will meet that person that they marry. You know what I mean? Which is why I feel like people like me, you know what I mean, and other people that I know are kind of, I guess you could say, focused sometimes on making sure that they are putting themselves in the right position so that they can meet people still and have interactions with, good people, or people that they want to have interactions with that they think they could move forward with. You know what I mean?
I definitely hear you on that. I meet myself. Of course, I still want to meet people of the opposite sex. You know, like on a more frequent basis and stuff like that. I feel like that's kind of just human nature for a lot of people.
Right.
Really just want to meet people in general because I'm a people person. But
Okay.
um, it's just really not tough, but it's an interesting thing to really think about, because if you think about like standard like dating and standard like just uh meeting people and stuff, you just think that you always have to like be out or be in
Right.
situations where there's a lot of people, or like where you think you'll meet a whole bunch of people. But at the end of the day, I'm like what I'm starting to get to slowly is God's time. For me,
Mhm.
like I'm moving on God's time. I'm moving on His
Right.
time. So like, as long as I'm ready for whenever the time comes, because even right now, I'm not ready for that full commitment. Like for especially to get married and stuff like that. Like I'm
Oh, of course.
19 and
Yeah.
all that type of stuff, and my mental is still like like I'm not ready to
Right.
conjoin two incomes and all that type of
Exactly.
stuff. But so that's why I feel like it's all about divine timing to me. For if you're as a Christian, that's what I
Right.
believe. So I'm trying to stop worrying about it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like just kind of let things
That's
flow. I
probably
feel
the
like
toughest
everybody
part.
rushes into it a lot, like
Yeah.
especially, and then they get into toxic relationships because of comfortability. And then you
Ooh.
keep going back to that same thing because it's comfortable and because you had that safe haven in that. So then you
Ooh.
keep going back to it over and over and over again
Ooh.
because it's quote unquote safe. But is it really safe if it's toxic?
Mm.
So, so like
Snap
it's
your fingers, guys. Snap your fingers. Snap your
that,
fingers. Snap your fingers,
so
guys.
like that dynamic is just very interesting. And I feel like a lot of people, like my advice, as the wonderful God fearing man I am, like
Yes,
just
sir.
learn how to be patient and focus on yourself
Yeah.
so you can be ready when it is time. Because when it's
Hmm.
time, I feel like it'll all just come together. Like, because
Hmm.
even like it could be somebody that you already know,
Right.
but y'all just don't know y'all meant to be together. And
Exactly.
it's that's why I feel like if you can meet new people all you want, but if they ain't the one, they ain't the one. Of
Exactly.
yeah,
And
you
it's
still
part.
got to get
It's
connection and stuff though. Yeah.
yeah. It's also yeah. Just like you said, it's about also just waiting your turn. You know what I mean? It might. So for some people, it's just not time. You know what I mean? So you just gotta stick with it and just make sure that you're you know prepared in every way you should be, so that once that person comes, y'all can make it do what it do.
Make it do what it do.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I feel about that.
Or
Yeah, hmm. Yeah, dope.
let's see what else I got on
You got another one, man?
my docket. Let's see if I do.
Uh-oh,
Let's
got
see.
it with the bangers.
Oh, this is a great one. This is a great one.
Yeah.
Being too macho man in society, so masculine in
So
terms of
toxic
like
masculinity.
not not toxic. Let's not talk about that. Let's not let's
Let's
let's not talk about it being
not
toxic.
dabble into that too much.
No, let's not dabble in. Let's just talk about people who. Yeah, I'll just get into it. You know, when you're a guy, of course,
Right.
especially a black man, um, a lot of black men have a lot of different opinions on things. You know what I mean? And I
Okay.
think because of the things we go through in our different walks of life and how we react to certain things, there's not always room for conversations about things that we're not used to. You know what I mean? Things that we're not used to, as in like things that maybe I'm into that, a friend of mine isn't into, or someone that I don't know isn't into. You know what I mean? And I think I relate that a lot to like, I guess you could say pop culture. I really don't like that word, but I think that's the only word I could use right now so people know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, I guess pop culture. So in our, daily things that we're interested in terms of like the way people dress, the music people listen to, the way people style their hair, the way people want to, like I said, dress,
Okay,
everything
so
like everything of that sort. I feel like there's I just really don't like it when I don't want to say we because it's not me. Because when you say we, you include yourself, right?
okay.
Um,
For that.
I just don't like it when some of us decide to look down upon people who like things that they don't like. You know what I mean? Or like things that are too soft, or like things that are too girly per se. And I'm putting quotations around every word I'm saying right now. Or
Okay.
like a female that sings, you know what I mean? Like her music. You know what I mean? A lot like for years now, um, I've ran into problems with that. You know what I mean? And for many heterosexual men, uh, that's like a thing that some of us combat with. You know what I mean? Being able to be comfortable in our own skin as a heterosexual male, but also like what we like. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with, my dad, you know what I mean, singing songs from any gender. You know what I mean? And it wasn't ever a thing in my mind like, oh wow, he's singing a girl song. You know what I mean? Like it never occurred to me that way. So once I grew up, I did the same. I like R&B and I listen to R&B every day like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Same.
Because I was never taught that, not even taught, but I was never in an environment where, oh, you shouldn't listen to that. Or that's not what you're supposed to be listening to. You're supposed to be listening to something more hard. You're supposed, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
That just, really, really irks my nerves a lot because, you know, you get around people and then you try to be yourself as much as you can, but then you think about, dang, how much of myself can I really be? Because I don't know how this person is going to take it if I say, yo, turn this on. You know what I mean? Or if I, come out the house wearing this. You know what I mean? It's just like it's very subjective, but yeah, I'll let you go ahead and speak on what you think about that.
So I mean, it basically just I mean, even though you don't like the word, but it's just pop culture as a whole.
Right, of
Um, especially if you black.
course.
Um, that's just the game, man. At this point, like just the game of life. People are going to look down upon people who don't do the same thing as everyone else.
Right.
But the people who don't do the same thing as everyone else are most likely the ones who are doing the most. I use that loosely at the same time, though, because of course, if you're doing the same thing as everyone else in some aspects, that can lead to great things.
Yeah,
I'm just
that
saying,
is true.
just in general, a lot of people don't like what they don't understand, or they don't like something that's different because it is different. Um,
Right.
for me, I'm not a huge fan of like trap and hip hop and stuff, and I've gotten like a lot of people like if they'll say some like rapper's name or something like that, and they'll say their name. I'll be like, "Who's that?" And they'll be like, "Whoa, you don't know who?" What? I'm like, "No, I don't listen to
Right.
them." But do you know who this R&B artist? No, I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
I'm like, you don't know who Pink Sweats is?
Exactly.
Like y'all don't
Talk
jam
to
with
him.
him? Like like
Talk
he
to him.
cold. Then I show them the song and they're like, wait, I've heard that before. I'm like, yeah, his name is Pink Sweat. Okay, whatever. I'm like,
Right. Exactly.
I'm not
Or
gonna go
whoever.
into that, bro. So it's just it's like little things like that. Or like lately I've been listening to like jazz and stuff like that lately.
Hmm.
Like old jazz. I'm talking about Nina Simone and uh
Right. Okay.
Bill
Talk to me.
Withers, Frank
Yes, sir.
Sinatra, and I'm missing somebody. Louis Armstrong.
Hmm.
What's his name? Some hands
Miles
girl.
Davis.
Oh, Miles Davis. Etta James. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, like just stuff like that. But you know, I feel like if I played that or like I talked about it with some of my friends, you know, they just straight get to clowning me bad.
Of course.
Like I'd be laughing too, because you know it would be funny and stuff at the same time.
Nah,
Like
but
I feel a little crappy because I'm just like, bro, this is good music, or like
but not only is it good music, but it's just what I like.
it's
You know
what
what I
I
mean?
like.
And that's probably the part about it that gets me the most mad, because you don't even, you as in like other people, they don't even give you the room to like what you like. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they like, there's some people that don't even think that's okay sometimes. You know what I mean? Like that's the way it'll come off, which is really
Yeah.
wrong, because
It's
it's
like
just
something's wrong with you.
almost like, oh my gosh, like what are you doing? You know what I mean?
I'm
Like
like,
you like
I
it's
just want to live. I just
oh
want to
gosh.
live, bro.
But it makes it tough sometimes, especially when you're around people that you associate with,
Yeah,
and
like your
then
main group of friends or
exactly,
side group of
in a
friends.
scenario like that happens, it's kind of like, well, dang, how much do I really mess with these people? You know what I mean?
Man,
Or if it's an individual, you know what I mean?
I
That's the
feel
type
like
of stuff I think about in scenarios like that, because it's like, in all honesty, I do want to be around people that have the same um vision, and also like, we don't have to like everything the same, because then that sometimes does get annoying. But at the same time, like, I want to be able to share something with a friend of mine that they know nothing about, and then they take it, you know, take it in a way of, okay, cool, if I don't like, if they don't like it, but not a, oh, you know, why you listen to stuff like that? You know what I mean? It
and then
should
don't even
never
give it a
be a,
try. Don't even give
exactly,
it a
yeah, that's
try
another
at
thing
all.
too.
I
But
mean,
it should never be a
that too.
a time where you look down upon the other person just off of the things that they like or the things that they want to do. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah,
let that person live. You living too, right?
yeah. Dang,
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say something. I lost it. Dang, I lost it. Um, but oh well, one thing I was gonna say is I feel like me myself, I do struggle with not giving things a chance.
Hmm.
Um, when it comes to popular culture, because I just don't like the whole concept as a whole in general. Because it's just, I just feel like it's more the same things
Right,
all the time, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to it if it's exactly what I expect it to be, and I
right,
already don't like what that is, then
right.
why would I try it out?
Hmm.
But you know, I feel like I need to give things more of a chance. But overall, I could I could care less. Like, but I do to gain that perspective of why they do like things, which is I've been working on the whole 2020 is just
Right,
being able to look at both sides or hear both sides or really like three sides
right.
of everything to see if to see why I like it, why they like why I like it or don't like it, why they like it or don't like it, and then make a decision from there if I want to continue to dabble into that type of stuff.
Right.
Like let's say with like clothing right now, though, this is something else, but like with clothing, everyone who knows me, I don't give two rips about clothing, bro. Like I just
Mm.
want something that looks decently good, a few good shirts, some sweatpants or something like that. I gotta look classy with the suits and stuff. I think I said this last podcast
Right,
too.
right.
I just I just want enough for me. And other people like, bro, where your drip, man? You know, like all that stuff like that. I'm just like, bro, I just like at the end of the day, you know, you said this before. You know, he's like, what looks good, you know, first thing they see at the same time, as long as I'm looking decent, then it shouldn't matter as much. And you know, you should be able, like, I feel like people, like you were saying, should be able to respect that
Right,
without me having to defend it every
right.
single time. And
That's
that
true.
it all comes down to just respecting people for what they want to do without
Right.
trashing it. Like I just feel
Yeah.
like everybody has to trash everything that they don't like. Like, you don't have to do that. You can say, oh yeah, I'm not really a fan of it, maybe joke or two or whatever, but just respect the fact that they don't want to do it, or that they do want to do it,
Right.
and move on. Like, it's not bothering you. You're not living
Yeah.
their life.
Exactly.
It's never that serious. So like, when people do that, I'm just like, okay, what what else? What else? Like, what else do you have to say to me? Because I'm still gonna do me at the end of the day.
Right.
You're still
Exactly.
gonna do you at the end of the day. So what's the point of us having this conversation in the first place? Unless we're
Right.
trying to understand. If you're not trying to
Yeah.
understand, you might as well just get out of my face, bro.
Yeah. That's right. And I think with the whole clothing part and the whole fashion thing, I definitely need to work on that myself. You know what I mean? In terms of like letting people uh be comfortable with wearing whatever they want. You know what I mean? Because I'm a type of person where I won't leave the house looking, you know, I won't leave the house. All right.
I know what you're
I
talking. I
won't
know
leave
exactly what you're
I
talking
won't leave
about.
the house not looking up to par unless I'm walking my dog or taking out the trash. Okay. Anything more than that, like going to the store real quick, I'm getting dressed in some form or fashion. I'm putting on something presentable. So not present. I don't even want to say presentable because
Picture
I don't.
worthy.
Yeah,
At that
yeah,
point,
yeah.
there's some picture
But
worthy,
I don't.
bro.
But the reason I don't want to say presentable is because I never base uh the way I dress off of
Someone else.
yeah, not I don't want to say I don't base the way I dress off of how I want people to think or how I want people to perceive me, because that's part of dressing. You know what I mean? When you dress, um, you put on clothes knowing that people can perceive you a certain way. You know what I mean? Like if you wear a suit, then people can assume that you're about class, you're about, and not all the time. Also depends on the setting of where you are. But I think the way someone dresses definitely is a reflection of themselves. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. And I like the correct reflection of myself to be there when I dress. You know what I mean? I like to present myself as well as I can. You know what I mean? I definitely like to, get dressed up and do my whole thing and wear what I like and everything like that. You know what I mean? And I definitely need to work on just letting the people that don't like to do the same thing I like to do when it comes to getting dressed, letting them be. You know what I mean? Because like even friends of mine, like, but the thing is like I'll have these thoughts, but I'll never be vocal about them to my peers. Like say for instance, like I have a friend of mine that doesn't dress too well to me. You know what I mean? He could think he dresses, as well as he can, or he could think he's very fly or whatever the case may be. And I gotta almost let him let him think that and let him do his thing, because at the end of the day it's his life. You know what I mean? It's the way he thinks of himself. You know what I mean? If he walks out the house with shorts on or shorts on regular every day and thinks he's,
He's not
as
down
best as he
bad though,
can.
right? Like, it's not like bad or something like that.
No, I mean it doesn't even matter how bad it is. That's what I'm trying to that's the type of thinking I'm trying to get into. You know what I mean? Thinking that like if someone presents themselves in the way that they feel as this is good for me, that I have to be good with that. You know what I mean? And not have to be good with that on the level of not not what's the word? Not encouraging them to do more for themselves. You know what I mean? Because there are some times when people don't look their best, and I feel like it is the people that love them and that are around them. I feel like sometimes it is their job to be quiet and let them be, and there is some times where it is time to say, hey, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. But the problem with that is sometimes people don't take that well. You know what I mean?
If
Sometimes
they
people
your friends, they should be able to take that well. I mean, I think there's
they should.
different friends for everything, but
Oh,
still,
of course. But if they are your real friend, they should definitely be able to take that from you and
constructive
take it as
criticism.
constructive. Yeah, exactly, constructive criticism. But it also does have to do with how you word things and how you go about expressing it to that person. So yeah.
Facts. Couldn't have said it better, really. Well, yeah. Popular culture. Some knows.
Hmm.
Some knows, man. Just final word, really. Just don't get too wrapped up in that. And don't get too wrapped up in other people in celebrities' business.
Yeah,
Just all that type of stuff. Cause at the end of the day, they live in their life and you're living your life.
that's
So
right.
make sure you focus on your life more
Hmm.
than their life. Unless
First,
that's your
not
job.
even more, not even more.
Yeah,
First.
first. Unless it's your job to follow them, that's a different story. But like, then you can figure out how to balance all that stuff out. But yeah, just take care of yourself first, please.
Yes, of course. That's rule number one.
Rule number one. But that was a pretty good podcast today.
That was a good one.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that came through and listened to the
Yeah.
whole thing of us.
If you're
Don't
at the end right now, you right there listening or looking or watching or whatever you're doing, whatever form, I appreciate you. That's all I want you to know.
you.
I appreciate you.
Love you much. All right, see y'all next time.
All right.